Hello my friends, thank you so much for tuning in and welcome back to my channel. Today is an exciting day for me because I get to demo and show you guys this wonderful product and a brand new brand, I believe, to Sephora itself, because I only saw like 3 products on there. So this is called Ciele and this is a sunscreen video. You guys know I'm a huge fan of mineral sunscreens, especially mineral sunscreen, but sunscreens in general. So yeah, this seemed like a new brand. I've never tried this or even seen this in Sephora, so I was excited. It says it's called Ciele Tint and Protect, so it comes in a variety of shades. Tinted sunscreens usually come in 3 or 4 shades, but this comes in I think at least 10 shades if I'm not wrong. There were a lot of shades and I was excited. And it also comes with, I'm a big fan of setting powder or some kind of powder with sunscreen in it, and the 2 mineral sunscreen. So I ended up getting both the, I believe it's marketed as a serum, tinted serum, and the corresponding powder. There, like I said, there are a lot of shades and I picked the one in 10 medium rich. This is what it looks like. This looked really like perfect for my skin tone, but it is kind of on the darker side. You'd see when I demo it on the skin. Like I said, there's going to be a swatch, and also there's going to be comparison, because as soon as I put this on, as soon as I swatched, I remembered this little guy. It's a really good one by ILIA. Even the star ingredients actually match. And I wanted to also show you a swatch comparison of Colorescience Deep. I do have tan as well, but tan is like nowhere close to this particular color, so you don't have to worry. If tan is works for you, this particular shade, this is never gonna work for you, so don't even, like, they're not even close. So we're gonna be seeing comparison, shade comparison of ILIA, Colorescience, and this guy. So let's get started. We can also compare it. I do have the Supergoop powder as well, so we can also compare that. So there's going to be a lot of comparison, swatches, and demo. This is going to be a wonderful video if you're really interested in tinted sunscreens. If you have darker skin tones, we have a lot of information here, so definitely consider giving this video a thumbs up if you love sunscreens and also makeup as well, because we talk about makeup and sunscreen. I love all things color. If you're new here, my name is Jen, and if you're in the market for sunscreens, I'm gonna leave my playlist down below. It's a very long playlist, so you can take a look at it, grab a snack. So yeah, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for, my friends? All right, let's get started. So first things first, let's keep it simple. I'm just gonna show you what this is and everything, the packaging and the price and everything. So this is $44. This is what this looks like. The whole aesthetic is tan tones or skin tone. I think it changes, I guess. So skin tone and then dark green. So it looks really pretty. That color combination looks very, very pretty. And it says minerals SPF, non-comedogenic. I fell for it the moment I saw mineral SPF, fragrance free, and it's tinted and comes in so many variety of shades. And so yeah, you get 38 milliliters, that is 1.28 fluid ounce, and it's broad spectrum SPF 50. Absolutely amazing. We want broad spectrum. And then I believe the concentration is zinc. They only use zinc, the active ingredient zinc, which is 12%. I believe Colorescience also usually just is 12% of zinc oxide. That's the same for Colorescience as well. And yep, let's shake it really nice, and it comes like this. And when you open it up, there's another cap. So this is really secure, because you see there's a little bit of like pressure when you push it, then it doesn't come out. Look at that, it doesn't come out. Really have to bring it out. Yeah. And then I'm gonna swatch, and this is a dropper. It looks all right here, but when you swatch it, I feel it kind of like darkens. I think I mean my hand is really tan. I don't really use a whole lot of sun protection. I should, but you see that it kind of like darkens, right? It's a little darker than what it was when I just put it up. It's, I guess it is oxidizing literally in front of your eyes, so it does darken, and I don't think this is the right shade for me at all. It actually discourages me from putting a whole lot on my face. So I definitely need to change this shade, because sunscreen itself is kind of like not you know, it's like a chore, right? It's like you using it for your own good, not because it looks pretty, or you know, it's like fancy or anything. So you want it, the sunscreen to be the best for you. Otherwise you're only going to be further discouraged from using it. But so yeah, I'm gonna go back and change the shade, go one shade lighter. That's it. So I quickly want to show why it reminded me of ILIA, because ILIA is also very serum like. You can literally hear it sloshing inside. It's like water, and I thought this was also very watery. And the shade also is, and both of them have niacinamide as star ingredients and allantoin. So the ILIA one has vitamin C as well. ILIA is a really great formula. This is also fragrance free, and ILIA only comes in 3 shades if I'm not wrong. ILIA only comes in 3 shades, and this is a very dark shade. Look at that. This is even darker, but it doesn't change color. This one like got much darker than when I applied, but look how dark this shade is. This is like watery. You guys saw how it literally like was going down my hand so fast. I had to catch it basically. So this one doesn't like get oxidized or get darker than what it was. It just like stay. It's a very rich color. This is also not the right shade for me. That's why I'm also a little discouraged to over apply the ILIA one, and it's very watery. It's so sheer. So for ILIA to work, I think I would have to like get the mix the dark shade, the deep shade, and then there's another shade, the shade before. But ILIA is a little bit on the expensive side, so I didn't buy more than one. So I just, yeah, that's that. And this also doesn't leave streaks or anything. And this is like, look how it sets beautifully. This is an actual cosmetic product. The way it sets, doesn't leave streak. It doesn't have any trace of this being a sunscreen at all. I love the Ciele one. It's so well formulated. The only issue for me at the moment, which this can be rectified obviously, but at the moment it's just the shade. So I also quickly wanted to swatch the Flex in the shade Deep, because this is also the deepest shade from Flex and from Colorescience, and this is the deepest shade they offer. I know it looked white, but as you rub it in, it changes color. And that's what Deep from Colorescience looks like. I gotta say, I know it looks weird, but on the face, and usually on the swatch it would look like alright, but on the face it would look a little different. But this guy, I promise you, on the face it looks like your skin. It kind of brightens your complexion. It kind of looks really good. But I would say why this guy is better, how Ciele is better than the Colorescience one, is Colorescience is in fact a little bit on the more sunscreen, less complexion product. I have to say, this is like so elegant, and just like finish is just, it sets beautifully. This guy doesn't exactly set as it sets, but this, I gotta say, this is still a tinted sunscreen. This is more of a complexion product that has sunscreen infused on it. But yeah, but I'm never gonna stop buying Colorescience. It's for all the skincare issues I have, that's the guy that worked like really good. This also works good, but I just got it. You never know. Sometimes I might like, you know, form some of the issues with it, but at the moment everything is good. So those are the 3 comparison I quickly want to show you guys. And the powder actually comes with a puff. I'm gonna keep the puff because I don't want I don't want the powder to go everywhere. So I want to quickly, and it has this little like net material. Like it's actually pretty soft and very like, I think, fragile. This is in the shade 3. I think they have only 3 shades, the powder, just FYI. And that's what it looks like. It's extremely finely milled. It's an absolute, again, this is a complexion product which has like SPF infused in it. And a colors, Supergoop also has this powder. I'm gonna like get it out somehow. Hang on. I can't do this in my left hand. I don't know if you can see. Oops, I took way too much. That is a lot of powder. Yeah. This is the Supergoop one. So you guys saw how Supergoop actually is not a very finely milled powder. I have to say Supergoop goes well on the skin, no problem with application or anything, but it is, you can, if you get a whole lot of powder, you can like if you rub it in between your fingers, you can see it's like minerally. You know, it's actual it's, you feel it's a sunscreen. It's not a complexion product. It's not a makeup product. It's not, it doesn't have that cosmetic appeal. That is Supergoop. You can see it's darker, and that right here is, I think, Ciele. Ciele one is just your like setting powder, extremely finely milled setting powder that is infused with sunscreen. So both, I have to say my verdict after comparing all of these things, the Supergoop one and all of them, I have to say these are really formulated well, because it has truly the best of both worlds. It has a higher SPF 50, and it's formulated so good. So yep, so let's head over to the demo part of the video, where you're gonna see what this looks like on my face and how I put on makeup, everything from scratch. So when I start the demo, I literally have only moisturizer on my skin, so you see everything, and then you'll hear my final thoughts. I'll see you guys very soon. All right, let's see what this looks like on my skin. So shake, because this needs a lot of shake. It's a very thin formula. Let's get this out. And as you guys saw in the swatch, this is a very kind of not the right shade for me. Look at that. I already have my eye makeup on, as you guys can see. And oh, by the way, I always tell you what I have on my face before we begin. Just moisturizer, just my regular skincare. That's it. Nothing else. No primer, just my regular moisturizer. So like I said, I definitely need to change this shade because I would like to, this is so sheer, as you can see. I would like to apply more. The reason I'm like holding back is because if it gets too dark, it'll be hard to like manipulate the shade later. But I don't think my holding back actually is preventing you, the audience, from learning more about the product or anything like that, you know, because it's a sheer formula and it like really blends into the skin and kind of like leaves, as you can see, it looks even. It doesn't have any streaks on the face. It's, I mean, you can see my natural skin color peeking through, but yeah, I think I might prefer and be more comfortable just one shade down. There's another shade, but that looked very light, so that's why I picked this, because this looked like the perfect color for my skin. But I think all the colors online is kind of made to look a little bit lighter, so it just like confused me. So that's what it looks like, and I think it doesn't even leave streaks. I mean, take a look up close. It did not leave streaks at all. It is very seamless and very elegant, like cosmetics, you know. Usually sunscreens are not like that at all. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Now let's try out the powder. Let's get it out. I mean, you could use the puff, but I personally would prefer to use like a kabuki brush or something like a flat top kind of a brush, because I would like to really get a lot of powder. You know, I don't want like a light dusting of powder, because it is sunscreen. There is a lot of powder stuck. So let me show you what this looks like if I just like pat it. You know what, I totally forgot. I want to let this sunscreen set for at least 15-20 minutes before I go in with the powder, because we can't do it right away. We have to wait for this to set a little bit. So I'll be right back. Thank goodness. All right, I am back. So I just thought I'll show you guys what how easy or hard it would be to use this sponge. I want to show you. You can see a lot of like light reflecting. That's the powder, and look how like it sets the sunscreen or the serum. So good, so good. It's really easy. That was a lot of powder, so I concentrated in one area, just FYI. So I'm just gonna get this out. Again, the shade is, I mean, the consistency of the powder is good, but the shade itself, again, is a little off. I'm not a complexion kind of genius or anything. In fact, I don't know much about it, because I don't use foundation or concealer. To be honest, I don't use foundation or concealer or any kind of like makeup base. So I don't know all that about undertones. If it looks right, you know, I just go ahead with it. So here it doesn't look that bad. Just I believe I put a very concentrated amount there. That's so it kind of looks a little green. So I have that looks good. And it really kind of like spread, and it doesn't look like concentrated in one place. You know, it didn't deposit in just one particular place. There, I think with the puff is, I'm not sure if the puff is the right method of application. So I think the problem was the puff. It's good, but the puff kind of like just deposits a product in just one place and not like all around. So again, I got some. It mattifies, but at the same time, it kind of like really just like evens out the whole thing, right? I think it's good. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about these undertones and whatnot. If it feels a little alright, I just like keep it pushing. Like, I don't like really overthink the whole thing, to be honest. So let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think, if this is the right shade or not. I don't have a clue, as long as it doesn't like create a flashback, right? So yeah, that is the finished look, if you ask me. And yeah, what do you guys think? So final thoughts for me is, I really like how elegant and how seamless, and how it's definitely a mix, absolutely a mix of a cross between cosmetics and sun protection, which is also a very high sun protection, SPF50. So the only downside I see is that it doesn't say that it is waterproof or sweat proof anywhere. Okay, forget about even being waterproof. You're not going to be in the water, but you do sweat when you go out, so I want it to be at least sweat proof. It doesn't say so, which I think is a big downside, but I'm gonna check their website or Sephora's the product page of on Sephora's website and see if I'm able to find some information about it. If it doesn't say, I think it's a big downside, to be honest, because you wear sunscreen to go out, and if it's not sweat proof, it's a little, I don't know, I think it's a big downside, right? So yeah. Oh, I forgot to put some lipstick on. Hang on, I already have some lip gloss on my lips, so I just took it off, and the color I have here is Velvet Morning by Eldridge. I've been like dying to wear this shade for the longest time, so I totally forgot, and I just started talking about the product. But anyways, I think all in all, I do like the product a lot, because you guys saw it did not leave streaks. This is a product that I could just put it on my face and head out. I just want to pick the right color. That color is a little bit off, if you ask me, and it kind of like it stops me from over applying, you know what I mean? Just because of that shade, I'm like applying a very thin layer, but in reality I apply like the double the amount you guys saw on my face. So yeah, so the shade which is also an advantage, because there are so many shades to pick from, so I want to go and return it and get one shade lighter. I got the one in 10, I think, number 10, medium rich. Medium rich sounds like a perfect shade for me, but for some reason it didn't work, so I'm gonna go with number 9 and see how it works out. So biggest advantage is it doesn't leave streaks, it looks very seamless, and it's an absolute cross between sunscreen and that too mineral sunscreen. No fragrance, no irritating ingredients, in fact good ingredients such as niacinamide and allantoin, I think. What else does it have? I saw some star ingredients. For some reason it's not here. That is a little bit they should have put it here, because I saw it on their website. It does have niacinamide and Allantoin and Bisabolol, I think. Bisabolol something. I'm sorry about it. I will take a look at it and I will write all the key information down below. So yes, I do like it. The only downside is it doesn't say anywhere about being waterproof or sweat proof. Now this guy, I do like it, and I think this is the right color for me, and I'm gonna stick with this. Hang on, there's something going on with the shade lighting. I'm gonna fix it. All right, so I do like it, and I think the shade is also all right for me. It doesn't like create a mess, so I won't be using the sponge, to be honest, so I'm just gonna use it so it doesn't prevent the powder from going everywhere. It's an extremely finely milled powder, and it honestly, it just like buffs itself out. You guys saw how like I took only like I did take a lot, but it kind of like moved around magically by itself and really set beautifully. So I think it creates a beautiful canvas to put makeup over this. So we could do that, to be honest. It creates a beautiful canvas to put makeup over it, which I also like love, because I love putting blush. I'm using the Hourglass powder. I love putting blush, highlighter, and all those things. I'm just feeling a little lazy. I'm going to use the same brush to just put some highlighter on, and that's it. So it really creates a very, very easy, it's easy peasy, my friends. It's like so easy. I love it so much. So yes, 2 thumbs up. I'd say go ahead and get it and give it a try. And let me know down below what you guys think. So yeah, I really hope this comparison and all this really helped you. So yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.